What's up, guys? We are the Guildmasters of Anime. I'm your DM Ibex here with my DMA.
Yori, what's up, guys?
So today we are doing our first requested anime character, which is Lemillion from My Hero Academia.
He should have been the main character.
It should have been
Come
absolutely.
at me, I don't care. He should have been it.
Absolutely, it would have been 100 times better.
Yep.
I will say it, and I will die on that hill.
Yep.
But so starting off for the race is we're gonna go with variant human.
Of course.
Because, as you know, in the world of My Hero Academia, the people that are born with quirks, they're obviously not normal humans.
Exactly.
So, variant human makes sense. You're going to want to boost up your dexterity and constitution, because dexterity, constitution, and charisma you're going to be your main 3 ability scores. Those are the ones you're going to be focusing on the most.
Yep.
Now, the feat that you are going to get... There's no spell, unfortunately, that allows you to travel through earth or solid objects or anything like that, unless it's homebrewed.
Yep.
So it's going to be a bit of flavoring, but the feat you're going to get is going to be Fade Touch, giving you that Misty Step spell.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be one of your traveling abilities that you're going to be using.
Yep.
Because with Lemillion, I cannot say his actual name. I almost did, and I almost screwed it up right away. Lemillion, he does a lot of movement.
Yep.
And so that's going to be one of the main focuses for this build is that movement.
Yep.
Now, starting into the class, you're going to take 18 levels of fighter and only 2 levels of monk. Now, with fighter, starting off,
Well,
Go
start with monk because it's only 2 levels.
Okay, fine. So
also, guys, I'm a little under the weather. It's kind of hard for me to talk, so you're mainly going to be listening to his voice. I apologize for
luscious, wonderful voice. So, alright, so 2 levels of monk. You're getting it mainly for the unarmored attack and unarmored defense and your unarmored movement.
There you go.
So, obviously, with your martial arts, you're going to be using your fists and your feet, so it gives you that boost of your damage you're going to be able to do. Instead of it just being your strength, you can now use your dexterity instead, and you get to add a dice roll into it.
Yes.
Your unarmored defense, if you want to boost up your wisdom, give you a little bit better AC, you can. That is an option.
Yep.
But it's here or there.
So, yeah, just real quick. Dexterity, constitution, and charisma are the ones that fit the character the best. He is strong, but he is not as strong as other people in his verse.
Yes.
So while he does work out, he is still just a human. As we know, normal humans in D&D start at 10. So having him be around 15 or 16 or so is good enough. That's about how strong he's going to be. He's a powerlifter.
Yeah.
If you want a power build, bump your wisdom because it'll add to your AC and make you harder to hit. But honestly, people aren't going to be able to catch up to you, so they're not going to be hitting you much anyways.
Which, on that point, with the unarmored movement, as long as you do not have any armor or shield equipped, you get 10 feet of extra movement.
Yep.
Which is very important for Lemillion because he moves a lot.
Yes.
He bounces from one enemy to another, doing multiple attacks on multiple enemies.
Yep. Which is one thing I don't see a lot of people use in D&D. I don't know if it's a rule that people just assume you have to hit the same target. You don't. In D&D, as long as you have movement speed and you have multiple attacks, you can attack one person, and as long as you have a way of not being of triggering that opportunity attack, you can walk away over to another person that's within your movement and attack that person.
Yes.
So I don't see a lot of people use that. In this build, use it.
Yeah, you're going to use that a lot. So
if you follow the build, you'll have about 50 feet of movement, so you'll be able to hit a lot of people with that.
Yeah. And with your Step of Wind ability that you get from Monk, you get 100 feet of movement as a bonus action.
Exactly.
Now, so going into Fighter, level 1, you get your hit points, your fighting style, and your proficiencies. We recommend either acrobatics or athletics and perception, because Lemillion, I keep trying to say his name, Lemillion is very perceptive. He's not most intelligent or most wise, I guess we should say.
He's not.
But he is very perceptive. He's good at finding the villains and having to deal with them.
Yeah. This comes from his training with Night Eye. He taught him, because he personally uses his ability to read the future to fight. He kind of taught Lemillion how to use that on a smaller scale.
Yes.
So it's almost like a personal version of the Sharingan. You know, he
really
predicts his opponent's attacks very, very well. So perception fits.
Yes. So your fighting style, you're going to go unarmed fighting because Lemillion does not use weapons. He uses his fists. Now, with unarmed fighting, it lets you roll a d6 plus your strength modifier. With your martial arts for a monk, you can change that strength to dexterity, so it's 1d6 plus your dexterity modifier, allowing you to do more damage.
Little caveat, if you're not wearing your shield or have a weapon, it goes up to a d8.
Yep.
So since you're not wearing a shield, it will be a d8.
Yes. So lots of damage. Your second wind, obviously, Lemillion does not go down. Get that little extra healing to keep you in that fight. Level 2, you're going to get your action surge. More hits. More hits.
More attacks.
It's like Ip Man in anime. Just rapid fire. Just hitting over and over again.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now level 3 is where it's going to get a little more interesting because that's when you get your martial art type, which we went with Battle Master because with Lemillion being able to move around and interact with so many opponents at one time, he's able to use those maneuvers to influence the battlefield to give his allies such an advantage that is almost overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
Now, once you'll get up to 9 maneuvers that you can choose from. Once you reach level 20, you get 9 maneuvers.
18, but yeah. Does it go off the character level? I don't know if it does.
I'm sorry. At the end of the build, you'll have 9 maneuvers. Like 95% of the maneuvers make sense for Lemillion, so pick and choose whichever ones you want. That is entirely up to your discretion.
Or just pick tripping attack over and over and over again and trip everybody.
So have fun with that.
Yeah.
You also get Student of War, which allows you to gain proficiency with the Artisan's Tool. I argue you can pick any tool. I argued Weaver's Tool because in the show he had to turn his hair into the armor, allowing him that permeation. So for me that just made sense, but that's a personal choice. You don't have to worry about doing that one.
Yeah, a lot of people forget about tools in D&D.
They really do.
I will say his argument holds no water though because he didn't do anything to his hair. It's just the people that create the hero costumes had to use his hair because it fits his quirk.
I just thought it makes sense.
To talk.
It does.
But I had to correct you. You were
Suffer
wrong.
in silence.
You were wrong. I had to correct you.
That's okay. Well, there's no hero society in D&D, so there you go.
Doesn't matter.
All right, so level 4 ASI, which of course, like we always do, we'll talk about feats at the end of the video. Level 5, you get your extra attack. By the end of the build, you're going to have up to 3 attacks before action surge.
Yeah.
So you can influence up to 3 opponents on a regular basis, up to 6 if you want to use your action surge. Just keep those attacks going, keep those movements going.
Up to 7 actually if you use Flurry of Blows as well.
Not if you're using Step of the Wind because that's the bonus action.
That's if you're using Step of the Wind. If you use your Flurry of Blows, it goes up to 7. I said that.
No, you said if you use Flurry of Blows, then you ignored the Step of Wind. Which we had just talked about, given that extra movement. I didn't
say ignore Step of the Wind. I said
I didn't say you said ignore it. I said you ignored it.
Yes, I did, because I was making a point that it would be 2 extra attacks if you use Flurry of Blows. So it would be 7. I'm not wrong.
Or 6.
7.
Actually, no, it'd make it 8.
7.
No, because if you use all 3 attacks, action surge 3 more attacks, Flurry of Blows, then that's 2 more attacks, so that's 8, not 7. Your math was off.
Oh, well, I don't math. Anyways.
We were both wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, level 7, know your enemy. Which this goes back to Lemillion's training with Night Eye.
Yep.
He really hammered into his head the point of observing and learning as much as you can about your enemy before you interact with them so that you have the best advantage that you can.
Yep.
So this feeds directly into that. Level 8 in our ASI. Level 9 is Indomitable. We have all seen the Lemillion versus Overhaul fight.
And if you haven't, you shouldn't be watching this video because there's tons of spoilers in here.
Yes. The fact that even though he lost his quirk...
Spoiler!
Hey, you already said it. I'm going into it.
It has to be said again.
He kept going. He's like, even without my quirk, I'm still Lemillion. He kept going, and Indomitable feeds into that. You do not stop for nothing.
Nope.
Nothing can stop you.
Exactly, because there's still heroing to be done.
Exactly. Level 10, you get improved combat superiority, which turns your superiority dice from a D8 to a D10. Mm-hmm. At 18th level, turns it from a D10 to a D12.
Yep.
Say 11th, you get a second extra attack.
Yep. So now we're up to 2 attacks. Wait, 3 attacks.
3 attacks, yeah.
3 attacks.
Yeah, so that's where you get into your 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Level 12 and 14 are ASI. Level 15 is your relentlessness. If you burn through all of your superiority dice and you go into another fight, as soon as you roll that initiative, you gain one of those back. So even when you're tired, you're exhausted, you've been through a hard fight, you are still having an option of how you can influence the battlefield to really kind of help out your allies.
Because you're still Lemillion.
Because you're still Lemillion. Level 16 is the last ASI that you're going to get. Again, dexterity, constitution, and charisma are going to be your focuses. Yep. But at this point, like we always say, you should be you should have been going into feats by this time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then, like I said, level 18, the last improved combat superiority, your superiority dice are now D12s.
Yep.
Allowing you to do more damage and more abilities.
Yep.
Now, for the background, I know a lot of people are going to say folk hero. He's a hero, like he's Hero Society. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. We went with City Watch / Investigator. Because as you see in the anime, while he's learning under Night Eye, you see him going on patrols in the city, investigating, looking around, trying to see if he can find anything that he needs to intervene on. Mm-hmm. So City Watch / Investigator fits better than Folk Hero.
Yeah, but it is also an expansion pack, so if you don't have it and you're working off of normal D&D, Folk Hero does fit.
Yeah, the Folk Hero is a secondary option.
In a pinch.
In a pinch, yes. Mm-hmm. It gives you your proficiency with insight, and you can choose athletics or stealth. It's up to you, really.
Yeah. Personally, I would say athletics because it does make sense for him to have that over stealth.
Yeah.
But honestly, stealth fits him too because who's going to see you when you're inside of a wall?
Exactly. Yeah, either one works just fine. Now, for the best part. Because, unfortunately, there are not any spells that, like I said, mimic that permeation that he has. So a lot of that movement that you're going to be doing is going to be flavoring it to look and feel like his movements in the show. Mm-hmm. That comes down to you and your DM's discretion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we can have fun with the feats.
We can. So I'm going to go over this first one. It's not my favorite one, but it's my favorite for him because this was my recommendation. So if you don't want to take Misty Step for the teleportation because you're either a stickler for the flavoring or you just don't see it making sense, this is my recommendation for the feat that you take at the very beginning, which is mobile. The mobile feat increases your movement speed by 10.
Going from a 40 to a 50.
Yep. When you use your dash action, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement, so you ignore difficult terrain. Again, that permutation lets you just ignore everything on the battlefield. And when you make a melee attack against a creature, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit them or not.
Yep.
So, use that 50 feet of movement, bust through the line, hit everybody in your way, and they can't hit you back.
Exactly. Again, go move one enemy to another, using your multiple attacks to influence the battlefield as much as possible.
Exactly. Trip, grapple, do whatever you want to an opponent, and then your party will come in and swarm.
Yes.
But that was my recommendation for it, instead of Misty Step, if you don't want to take Misty Step.
Yeah. Which is a good alternative. Again, you could honestly do both if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah. No, we recommend taking both because it does add to your movement.
Oh, but, absolutely.
It had to be said.
It had to be said. So, we have already gone over Fade Touch. It gives you that Misty Step. It gives you an extra spell, but really just kind of pick whichever one you feel fits best.
Yeah.
We don't really have a recommendation for that one.
Yeah.
The next one we're going to do is Observant. One, it increases your intelligence or wisdom. So, like I said, if you want to boost up that wisdom, give it a little bit more AC, you can do that with this feat.
Yeah.
And it allows you to while you are watching a creature, opponent, whoever, if you can see their mouth, you can read their lips, so you understand what they're saying, and it gives you that five bonus to your passive perception and investigation score. Again, like he's learned from Night Eye to be very observant, to be constantly surveying his surroundings, to be always on the lookout.
Yep. The next one is, now we're going to my favorite, the alert feat.
Yes.
Again, +5 to your initiative. You can't be surprised. It's the most amazing feat in D&D. Take alert.
And it fits Lemillion so well. Like, so well it fits him. But yes, it is by far the best feat that you can ever get. So 100% always recommend, if you can, get alert. But the next one we're going to go over is Charger. So this one is when you use the dash action, whether it's main action or bonus action, does not specify.
It does.
Yep. Man. Say we're just going all over the place today. Alright, so when you use the dash action, you can use your bonus action to make a melee weapon attack or shove a creature. If you're going to have it shove them, it shoves them back 10 feet in a straight line, and you can either gain a 5 bonus to the damage roll, or push your enemy 10 feet. So it gives you the options. You can do a little bit more damage, or you can push them further away, giving yourself, again, more opportunities to influence that surrounding environment of the combat.
Yep. I would recommend, because I'm pretty sure there's a pushing attack maneuver as well. Yes. If you pair that with the Charger, it does say that you, as long as you hit with a weapon, which your fists are technically weapons, you can actually double that movement. It would be 10 from this, and I think it's 10 from pushing attack. I'm not sure. But you'd be able to double that up. So, I'm going to skip one and go over just the shorter one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Durable. Durable lets you increase your constitution by 1, and when you roll a hit die to regain HP, the minimum HP you can roll equals 6. So this means you'll be regaining hit points faster, and it adds to your constitution, which Lemillion does have a lot of.
Yes, he takes those hits and he keeps moving. Now the last feat that we recommend is going to be Crusher.
Yep.
What it does is when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, which your unarmed strikes are bludgeoning damage, you can move the creature up to 5 feet to an unoccupied space, and
provided they're not bigger than you.
Yeah, provided they're not bigger. Say, Lemillion can't exactly be moving those big Nemus around.
He does on some of them.
He does some, but
have your wizard friend cast Enlarge, and now you're just as big as them.
Exactly. Also, when you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage, the attack roll against that creature are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. So you, again, like that goes into your multiple attacks. You hit, you get that critical. All right, now all the rest of my attacks have advantage, so you're fishing for more of those crits, going for that Ip Man, just powerhouse, like hitting.
Yeah. So what I would suggest is this pairs with Charger as well, which means Charger and Crusher, you will be pushing someone 15 feet away. If you add pushing attack, I'm pretty sure that's about 25 feet away. So you're able to separate a big target out from your party, help protect them, hold them down until the party can gather themselves.
And give that opportunity to get that flanking in. So with that is going to be all that we have for today. Let us know what you think. Again, this was a requested build. So if you like it and you have a character that you want to see turned into a D&D playable character, please let us know. We are obviously reading those comments and we're taking those suggestions seriously, and we will build these characters for you. Until then, take it easy and